of the Weld County School District 6 Board of Education for 2016. It's Monday, December 12th, 2016. This meeting will now come to order. Will you join me in the pledge? I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, Ms. Richards.
Mr. DeWitt?
Present.
Mr. Hafley?
Present.
Mr. Hall?
Present.
Mr. Lydiak?
Present.
Ms. Pappas?
Present.
Dr. Richard?
Present.
Mrs. Solis?
Present.
7 members present.
Thank you. The item under Board of Education President announcements is going to be pleasantly brief, I think. Just want to say that as we end 2016 together, let me offer for this board the thanks to all of our students and parents and our employees. It's a pleasure and an honor to serve you as your board. I also want to take a second out to give thanks to Ms. Richards for being our utilities player. We will be having Krista Crane joining us in the new year, but you've taken on this unenviable position of taking care of us, and we thank you very much. The next item is the hearing of persons desiring to speak before the board. Do we have anyone who's expressed an interest in speaking to the board? Okay, thank you very much. Ms. Richards, how about the work session report, please?
Board of Education President Roger DeWitt began the work session with open comments and updates from the board members, including the recent CASB conference. He reviewed the board calendar. Superintendent Dr. Deirdre Pilch introduced Mr. David Edwards, Ms. Caitlin Konechny, and Ms. Courtney Luce, who presented information on the Fred Chartis School of Innovation proposal. The group spoke regarding the intent to enroll forms, research for project-based learning, and presented academic features and plans for the school. Board members had an opportunity for questions and comments. President DeWitt introduced the Assistant Superintendent of Academic Achievement, Dr. Stacy Dattery. Dr. Dattery discussed the Unified Improvement Plan process and data that is included in the plans. Board members reviewed the plans and asked questions. Dr. Pilch led a discussion regarding funding and staffing priorities for the district going forward. And that concluded the work session.
Thank you very much. Well, Dr. Pilch, the next item is the superintendent's report. Have you anything to say?
I will be brief as well, Mr. DeWitt. What a great work session we had. I know that Ms. Richard just gave the report on that, but I want to tell you, our Board of Education worked very diligently during our work session to really look at the proposal for the Fred Chartis School of Innovation. We're very excited to be bringing that forward to our Board of Education to begin to consider as a possible K-8 School of Innovation. And then we also, in the report from Dr. Dattery on the Unified Improvement Plans, boy, when you take a look at those Unified Improvement Plans, you really see the diligence of our elementary, middle school, K-8, and high school staffs and the work they are doing to ensure that they are meeting the needs of their students every single day. So pretty exciting work going on in District 6. And like you, Mr. DeWitt, I want to also thank our staff and our community for a wonderful 2016. This will be our last board meeting before next semester begins, and I hope that all of you stay healthy and happy during this holiday season. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. The next item is the approval of the agenda. That's an action item. I'd be glad to hear a motion to its effect.
I move that the Board of Education of Weld County School District 6 approve the agenda as presented.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Discussion or comment from board members? Roll call, Ms. Richards.
Mr. DeWitt?
Aye.
Mr. Hafley?
Aye.
Mr. Hall?
Aye.
Mr. Lydiak?
Aye.
Ms. Pappas?
Aye.
Dr. Richard?
Aye.
Mrs. Solis?
Aye.
Motion carries 7-0.
Thank you. The next item is the approval of the consent agenda, and that is an action item. I'd be glad to hear a motion.
I move that the Board of Education of Weld County School District 6 approve items as presented on the consent agenda and authorize the officers to sign any and all contracts.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Discussion? Ms. Richards, roll call.
Mr. DeWitt,
Aye.
Mr. Hafley,
Aye.
Mr. Hall,
Aye.
Mr. Lydiak,
Aye.
Ms. Pappas,
Aye.
Dr. Richard,
Aye.
Mrs. Solis.
Aye.
Motion carries 7-0.
Thank you. This next item is of a celebratory nature, and Dr. Pilch, would you like to give us a little presentation before we begin?
I would like to give you a little presentation on this. So, last year, when this came before me, I didn't realize honestly, I didn't realize what a big deal it is and how cool it truly is. But we have the opportunity to partner with ARC of Weld County, who leads a poster contest that many of our students are a part of and our staff. And so I am excited to have these folks here with us tonight and to introduce to you, I believe, Mr. Tom Gribble, our Director of Special Education, to share just a little bit about our work with Weld County and some of their staff who are with us here tonight, and then a little bit about this poster contest. This is one of those things that really makes us look good as a school district when our staff are partnering with a community agency like we do with ARC, and when we're able to recognize students for some of the work that they brought forward as a part of this. So thank you for being here tonight, Mr. Gribble.
No, thank you. And I'll turn it over to Chris Halsell, who is our Board of Education, or no, Board of Directors at the ARC of Weld County. And we have some things for you to look at.
Oh, okay. Board Chair and board members, I want to thank the Greeley-Evans School District 6 Board of Education for this opportunity to speak to you. My name is Chris Halsell. I am the Board President for the ARC of Weld County. I am here to recognize the winners of the 2016 Anti-Bullying Poster Contest. I'm also here to recognize the collaboration between the ARC of Weld County and school districts, Greeley-Evans School District 6, and its many schools. This is the third year that we have partnered together on the anti-bullying poster contest. Most districts like yours already have a very sound anti-bullying curriculum in place. Our hope with this program was to implement an event that could create some energy, sound, that issues most and importantly spotlight the many great kids that stands up for what is right. In the 3 years that we have been doing this program, we have noticed several key points. Number one, bullying of any nature is never okay. Number two, the kids with developmental disabilities are most vulnerable and need everyone's intervention and support. Number three, bullies are kids that also need our help and understanding. Four, there are some amazing kids out there in our schools that have the courage to stand up for the right and values that deserve our recognition and praise. I am here to thank the district for their partnership and to recognize the great kids that are the winners of this year's contest. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, our third place winner, oops,
I said that and then that's right.
oops. Okay, our third place winner of the poster contest is Gracie Fuentes. Gracie?
I'd love to, thank you. We need more pictures. Can we step out in the middle because the paparazzi are surrounding us?
Huh? The second place winner is, her name is Aussie Styles.
Yeah, you did. But you blocked me.
And our first place winner is Emma Wrigley.
So some of you may have recognized Dr. Steven Seedorf, who's in the back here, of the hundreds of entries that we had. All three of them came from Frontier Secondary this year. And that was, he didn't pay him off for anything. It was, I want to appreciate the ARC of Weld County and their partnership, our third year in a row doing this contest, and what was in the envelope was some prizes, 100 to the first place, 75 to the second, and 50 to the third, and then it's getting a lot of momentum in our system, and a lot of staff are looking forward to it. So what you have in front of you, what was given to you, is what the ARC puts together for us every year. Not only does the ARC partner with us, but this year, last 2 years, they've also partnered with the Windsor School District, and they make these calendars, not too many of them, these are limited edition here, and you'll see all the first and second and third place winners, as well as some of the others that were created. But these are all from District 6 staff, the calendar that you have in front of us.
Yeah, that's great.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
If I may say one quick thing, the person that at Frontier that really deserves the credit is our middle school counselor, Raquel Cato. She promoted this program and really encouraged students to participate. So if we may, another round of applause for her.
Raquel, thank you very much. Thanks so very much. That was great. Dr. Pilch, we've got a classified council star grabber recognition this evening.
Well, you know, as far as I'm concerned, I think that all of our classified staff are the stars out there. And I see several of them here with us tonight. But I'm happy to introduce to you all Brian Dunbar, who is our president of our classified council. And he is asked to come forward tonight to give an award that he has coined the Star Grabber Award. So welcome, Brian.
Thank you. Superintendent Pilch, President DeWitt, members of the board, thank you for allowing me a time to come to you tonight. I'm here tonight to present a Classified Council Star Grabber Award. This award is given to anyone who is nominated for something that was either brought to the council or was a call-in to the classified hotline. Michael Browett was nominated through our classified hotline, and they wanted to recognize him for all the hard work that he does for the district. He's a building manager for facilities, OIT, service center, nutrition, transportation, and Adelante. He was nominated because he is consistently going above and beyond with his work duties. He has meetings to set up for at the service center that has a bunch of different configurations for each setup. He always has everything just right as requested by the persons requesting the rooms, and he's even has boxes in the rooms that is personally moved by him from the warehouse to have ready so that the meeting can go on without a hitch. So he has also cleaned up after some of the teacher's closet activities and other various programs that he is not asked to do and when is not often gets recognition for. What is most amazing about all this is that he does most of this on the time that he's normally doing all of this. He's working split shifts. And he does this without any problems at all. He goes in above and beyond all the time. And since he isn't needed all day at the schools. That's the reason why he does the split shifts. So he's in there doing snow removal, and he's very much appreciated. So on behalf of Classified Council, we would like to recognize Michael Browett. If you could come forward, please. At our last Classified Council meeting, we had all of the attendees sign this as well, so it gives a little more personification to the award. So congratulations, Michael.
Thank you.
Michael, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That's really a great award. Well, before we go to the next item, the district calendar, second read and approval, I might want to let the younger artists in the room know that they need to go home and do their homework, if they want to. Okay, great. Just so I'm not in trouble if you're not getting it done, ma'am, that's all. The next item is the district calendar, second read and approval. Dr. Pilch.
Thank you, Mr. DeWitt. So last month, our two co-facilitators for the calendar committee came forward and offered a calendar to us that was a one-year calendar for 17-18. And then the question was raised that evening about the possibility of a two-year calendar. And I believe that question was raised as a result of my having indicated earlier on that it would certainly be my preference to see a two-year calendar, one for 17-18 as well as one for 18 and 19 for long-term planning. I think initially the committee was a little reluctant to do 2 years because we did do a significant shift in spring break by bringing spring break a week earlier in this next year's calendar to get into alignment with the University of Northern Colorado. However, they do have the 2-year calendar for us tonight to review. Of course, in your motion, you could decide to do the 1 year if you chose to as a Board of Education, or you may choose to go with the 2-year calendar. But they do have a 2-year calendar here for you to review this evening. Ms. Overton from Human Resources, our Assistant Superintendent, is here at the podium with us. Anything, Annette, that you want to add that I missed?
No,
just answer questions.
Just, we'd like to answer questions, anything
Okay.
that you might have.
Well, let's take a motion from a board member and grab a second, and then we'll hit you with a few comments or questions.
I move that the Board of Education of Weld County School District 6 approve the 2-year calendar for the 2017-18 and 2018-19 school years as presented.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Dr. Richard.
2 questions. One is, there was some discussion about what does student attendance look like during that week of Thanksgiving, that Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Do we see a significant, Monday, Tuesday, do we see a significant drop-off in student attendance or not so much?
There is some attendance that falls off in there, but not anything greater than what we've seen in other areas or other times of the year. Staff, the same thing. We looked at staff data around attendance of staff that were out that week, and for that week, any other given month, it's still the same kind of data.
Okay. Then the other question that I had was, in previous years, we've talked about not starting on a Monday with students, but starting midweek, Wednesday or Thursday or Friday. What was the conversation that led to starting this students and their families on Friday rather than a Wednesday or a Thursday?
So I would invite Pat to come up and talk about that. She has had conversations with teachers around what start date there is. There's 3 pieces to that puzzle. One is the returning teachers that are returning from previous years, and then the other is the brand-new teachers for the year, new hires, and then what students. And so, Pat, do you
If I may, someone has to start on that Friday. Either students are going to start on a Friday or staff are, with the way that the calendar falls and the number of teachers that come to us, or the number of days that come to us before the start of school for staff. So someone has to start on a Friday. I believe that this year we started with students on the Friday. And it actually worked pretty well. We didn't see it, a high number of absenteeism. They actually got kids in, got them kind of to experience the routine, and then gave them a little break, and then brought them back all refreshed on Monday. And of course, for the kindergarten and first graders, they taught them everything again when they came back.
There you go. Okay. So response was positive on that Friday start for students, and
I think so. There has to be somebody that starts in there, and I
Right,
know
yeah.
that we've changed years back and forth between new teachers starting and students starting, that there are some teachers that, or some students that were happy about it just being one day and then coming back the next week. It's kind of a refresher, as Dr. Pilch said.
thanks.
And remember, we bring our ninth graders and our sixth graders in the day before that, and have them, begin to experience that transition.
Mr. Lydiak?
So just a quick question, kind of a courtesy question. Seeing as, we weren't really presented the two-year calendar at first, and we asked about a two-year proposal, does anyone feel or have any concerns that the second year was hurried up and adequate consideration was given to it? Or my other part of this, well, go ahead. Go ahead,
Well,
Nancy.
no, you go ahead.
Go ahead.
The time that was put into that one is it's so similar to the other calendar that when they sent that information out to the committee, there wasn't a big response saying, let's talk about this greater. They were happy with the committee recommendation for a second year, since it's so similar.
So then that would lead up to my second part is the second year calendar, if there are concerns or issues that we experience with this 17-18 calendar, we can make amendments or changes to it?
Yes, we can. We're going to plan on reviewing that calendar as we get further down the road next year. And then what we can do is, if there are any agenda items or any amendments that we need to make to that calendar, we'll bring it to you at this time next year, and then you can make a firm approval of that.
Okay.
Other comments? I just want to say again, thank you very much for the committee's efforts, and there was confusion on my part earlier on as to what we would be receiving, a couple of choices for a single year or a double. The notion of being able to let our families know exactly what's going to be happening over a kind of a 2-year period, I think makes a lot of sense. I'm very pleased to see UNC included in our thinking, because this is a kind of a shared part of the community, and I think it makes a lot of sense that those students who have children in the district who also are attending or participating in UNC might be able to buy some time with their families this way, knowing in advance that we're sharing that. Calendars are tricky, and I appreciate the time and effort that went into producing this significantly. Other comments or questions from anyone at the board? I think since we've moved and seconded, it probably would be time to do a roll call. Ms. Richards?
Mr. DeWitt?
Aye.
Mr. Hafley?
Aye.
Mr. Hall?
Aye.
Mr. Lydiak?
Aye.
Ms. Pappas?
Aye.
Dr. Richard?
Aye.
Mrs. Solis?
Aye.
Motion carries 7-0.
Thank you very much. Well, that concludes this last meeting of 2016. Thank you very much for your attendance and participation. This meeting is adjourned.